Derek Rasher is now up to the plate as we enter your 7th inning of baseball action. Live from Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School, we are tied at 5 apiece in your 7th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Raiders. It's going to be Colin Azevedo. And he's going to start off Ratcher with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Raiders, talk about a rally. They scored 3 runs at the home half of the 6th to tie up this ball game 5-5. This is going to be stepped on first by Joel Velez. He scooped it up down the first base side and ran it to the bag himself for the ground out on Derek Rasher.
Next batter for the Bears, number 15, Jacob Fitz.
Up next, it's Jacob Fitz. So it has to feel good for the Raiders here to just get this ball game tied up. And they're in a pretty good situation. I said it at the bottom half of the 6th. Raiders have not had the lead once in this game, but they've done a fantastic job of keeping up with the pace of Palmetto Ridge and just making sure this is an evened up, entertaining ball game for these great fans. Nice curveball gets inside there from Colin Azevedo for a strike. This one goes off the glove of Prell into the backstop. Yeah, that didn't look like it went too well. That may have went off the right hand of Tyler Prell there. His glove is on his left hand. Here's the windup from Azevedo. And he meets the plate.
He got the front corner. He sure did.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. He got the front corner that time around. And Jacob Fitz, he's dueling it out here. Here's the deuce. Swing and a miss. Down goes Jacob Fitz for out number 2 here at the top of the 7th. And Azevedo is looking good on the mound.
Next batter for Palmetto Ridge, number 24, Alex Swigert.
Alex Swigert.
2 down. Come on, guys.
Now stepping up, stepping in, 2 outs at the top of the 7th. And we have a game tied up at 5 apiece, folks.
0 for 2 walk.
It doesn't get better than this. He's 0 for 2 today.
Walked and scored in the 4th.
He walked and scored in the 4th inning as he takes a pitch low and out. Azevedo really powering this in, but this is going to escape Tyler Prell and dribbles its way to the backstop. Now 2-0. Fans having a great time enjoying this awesome baseball game we've had on hand. Not to mention it's a division contest, and just that fact makes it even all that greater. These 2 teams fighting it out in a very crucial ball game, which plays a big role in the standings. Here's a pitch right down the middle. Azevedo with the 2-1. And that's way off to the left side of Prell. 3-1. 2 outs here at the top of the 7th, so the Raiders can end the top half of the 7th with any pitch now. Azevedo just needs to find the plate, and he won't be able to do it here. So Swigert is able to walk over the first.
Raider fans, while we have a break in the action.
And now it looks like we have a break in the action. The Palmetto Ridge manager is coming out to talk to the home plate umpire.
We're home again on Thursday against South Fort Myers High School.
It is possible there may be a pinch runner in here.
What's that? Yes, Tuesday, Thursday.
So a little bit of stop in the action there. It just looks like there is a meeting with the Riverdale infield, and the Palmetto Ridge manager just wanted to communicate something to the home plate umpire.
Number 3, Kenny Geiger.
Kenny Geiger is up and we are ready to go. 2 outs and 1 on at the top of the 7th. We are tied at 5. You can just feel the intensity here at Pringle Field. And this is a nice curveball up and in. Now all of a sudden there's a stop here.
Somebody's got a camera with a flash down below.
Oh, so that may be what it is. It's possible somebody has a camera with a flash below in the stands. So I wanted to just make sure that stopped, and we're back and ready to go. Here's another one coming close to the batter, Kenny Geiger, for a ball. Yeah, anything that seems like a distraction to the batter, or any other players for that matter, the home plate umpires are onto it. The shortstop, the first, and it's bobbled by Joel Velez. That's going to keep the top of the 7th rolling. And now Palmetto Ridge has a runner in scoring position now. That time, Velez received the throw from the shortstop, Daniel Kaler. He just couldn't hold it in. And Geiger gets in on first.
For the Bears, number 6, Jeff Pelletier.
Jeff Pelletier will follow. Well, you know what's interesting? I remember this from last summer. It was a Florida State League single-A advanced baseball game between the Tampa Yankees and Fort Myers Miracle. This game took place in Tampa. What happened is there was a circus taking place just outside of the ballpark over center field. Or over the center field wall, I should say. This is hacked back by Jeff Pelletier now at the plate, 0-1. What was interesting is it was a nighttime game. At the top of the circus tent, there were lights. Home plate umpire decided that it was too much of a distraction to the players, so they postponed the game over a nearby circus. That is amazing. Oh, the shortstop, Daniel Kaler, scoops it up, steps on second, and we are heading to the bottom of the 7th. Tight ball game. We'll be back after this.
Bottom of the 7th inning for your Raiders. Number 7, Tyler Prell.
Tyler Prell now walking up to the plate. It is your home half of the 7th inning, and it gets tense here. We are tied up at 5 apiece between the Riverdale Raiders and Palmetto Ridge Bears in varsity baseball action. And at this point, since it's the final regulation inning, if the Raiders can score here at the bottom of the 7th or later on, if we go to extras, then the Raiders win. They walk off. Let's see if they can do it as early as possible. I'm sure they definitely want this win bad. They want to get back off after this 3-game losing streak. Hack and a miss from Prell makes it 0-2 after fouling one back down right field. This will bounce off of the catcher's chest plate here for a ball. Now 1-2 to Prell. If the Raiders can't score here at the bottom of the 7th and win the ball game, then this will be the first game of the regular season where the Raiders will head to extra innings. Last time the team went to extras, at least here at Pringle Field, I remember it was last year against Heritage High School, I believe it was, from Tennessee. Here's a swing and a miss, and Prell is retired on a strikeout, swinging.
Your next Raider batter, number 8, Matisse Bober.
Matisse Bober, he has had a great night. He's gone on the bases multiple times, so he is definitely a man to make the moves out there. If the Raiders want to extend runners around. So that's a pitch down the middle. 0-1 on the way. From Andrew Roach. Check swing. And that one's away. Well, yeah, that game was against Heritage High School from Maryville, Tennessee it was. This is a bouncer over the first base. First baseman's going to scoop it up and bring it over to the bag himself, route number 2. Up next, it's Tyler Yeager.
Batting next for your Raiders, number 1, Tyler Yeager.
And it's Tyler Yeager. That's a bunt. Down to the pitcher. Throw to first and he... Oh, wait a minute.
You're not going to get that.
He is safe. My goodness. Talk about speed kills. Tyler Yeager with lightning speed and a nice bunt down the middle. Pitcher Andrew Roach tried to scoop it up and throw to first, but Yeager is safe.
Matt Hardy!
And it's Matt Hardy up next. Hardy now in his third at-bat of this ball game. He was originally not listed in the batting order, or the starting batting order rather, but he certainly has made his rounds in this contest.
Turn Yeager loose. Turn loose. Turn loose. There you go.
Oh, look at this. Yeager going over the second. He is out.
Oh,
no, that's awful.
Oh, that's terrible.
Wow, Tyler Yeager is called out, and that is going to retire the sides. We head to the top of the 8th, and I wonder if Pringle is going to come out about this. There may be some discussion, but fans are upset, and I don't know. Yeager's slowly walking back, and let's see if there's going to be some discussion. Joel Velez over on first. He's still standing there. And, okay, so alright, so players are changing out. Mystery solved. There is not going to be any discussion. Tyler Yeager, how upsetting is that? He gets called out trying to steal second.
That was terrible.
Yeah, it was very close. I didn't get the best of views of it, but either way, very upsetting. We see Yeager steal pretty often, almost every game for a matter of fact, but very rarely does he get called out. But it happened right there. We now head to extra innings. Inning number 8, it's 5-5 between Palmetto Ridge and Riverdale. We'll be right back after this on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network.
For the Palmetto Ridge Bears, number 19, Andrew Roach.
Andrew Roach digs into the plate. We are now in extra innings, folks. Inning number 8. It's 5-5 between the Riverdale Raiders and the Palmetto Ridge Bears. Moments before the break, we were discussing the last time the Raiders went into extra innings here at Pringle Field, and it was last season against Heritage High School from Maryville, Tennessee. That was the high school where Coach Bob Pringle attended and played baseball. So very interesting. I'm sure it was definitely a blast from the past there for him, coaching that game against his old high school. Swing and a miss here. 0-2 now to count. To Andrew Roach. That game went to 8 innings, and the Raiders fell to Heritage. This is a chipper over the third. It goes past the third baseman. Throw from Kaler to Velez is not going to be in time. And Andrew Roach now on first. He'll be the go-ahead runner for Palmetto Ridge. And now the manager is out here for Palmetto Ridge. There's going to be a courtesy runner on first.
Courtesy runner now running at first base for the Bears. Number 9, Santiago Jimenez. Batting next for the Bears. Number 8, Jose Rodriguez.
Santiago Jimenez will be the courtesy runner over on first, and it's going to be Jose Rodriguez now batting. Rodriguez in his second at-bat of the ball game. He's going to bunt it down the first base side, and that's going to roll foul. Fans really getting into this ball game now. You especially hear it from the Palmetto Ridge fan section. Cheers. Every time a bunt is performed, a swing is made. It doesn't matter if it's fair or foul. They're giving some support out there, cheering on their team all the way from a different county. Looks like this game may go a little bit late night here. It's 9:32. Well, it has been later where we've had baseball games at Pringle Field. Colin Azevedo up on the mound for his second inning of pitching. Looks over at first base where Santiago Jimenez, the pinch runner, is standing. He will not give a throw over. His deal to Rodriguez. Here's a bunt. Colton Seitz throws the first, and there's the out. Your first of the 8th inning. Meanwhile, Jimenez will dive his way over to second. And now there's a meeting on the mound here between Tyler Prell and Azevedo, which will cause another break in the action.
Next batter for the Bears, number 13, Steve Gomez.
It's going to be Steve Gomez up next. With Jimenez over in scoring position, if he can drive the ball to the outfield, this can put Palmetto Ridge on top. Azevedo steps off the mound. Well, this really is what makes extra innings exciting, that's for sure. A lot of pressure after each and every single pitch because both teams, they want to win. I mean, it's a district ball game. And this is, oh my goodness, bolted out the left field, and that's going to be caught.
That's gloved.
Thank goodness, it's gloved up for out number 2. Standing right in the face of the ball that time was Matisse Bober. Slowly backtracked just a bit, not too far anyhow, and had no problems playing in the back of his glove.
16, Adrian Soler.
Adrian Soler will try to make things happen here for Palmetto Ridge. Once again, it's your first extra innings ball game of the 2016 regular season for the Raiders. Currently in inning number 8, tied up 5-5 at the top half of the inning. Soler leans in. Colin Azevedo looking in at catcher Tyler Prell, dangling the right arm, sets up, and now he's going to throw over to second, trying to keep Jimenez close. For Santiago Jimenez, it's the first time in the ballgame where he has ran on the bases. Overall, it's his first appearance in the entire game. Opening pitch to Soler. Oh, that's a nice curve inside. Yeah, that is something that we have noticed from Azevedo ever since he stepped up on that mound. He really does have a very nice curve to his pitches. And that time it just snuck its way in, off to the right edge. This headed straight to the dirt. 1-1 now. The Soler. Fans sticking around, having a great time enjoying some high school baseball and the extra innings. Azevedo gets the sign, and he's throwing to second once again. Well, Jimenez right now, he sure is jumpy over there on second, which is the reason Azevedo keeps checking over. Here's another one going home. And Tyler Prell is going to have to stretch out to keep that one and his glove. That's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs here. At the top of your 8th inning, it's 5-5. Raiders and Palmetto Ridge. These division rivals battling it out, and the extra innings. Hammered and a fly ball down the right field line, and that's going to go foul. So Soler just keeps hammering it out, pitch after pitch, hoping he can at least extend Jimenez over to third. He is the go-ahead run, of course. That's batted down first, and that's going to be foul. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us here at Pringle Field at Riverdale High School by listening to this broadcast of high school baseball on the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network. Nick Rush giving you the call, so thank you for listening in. This has to be one of the most exciting games we've had this season, at least in my opinion. You never know what's going to happen after each and every pitch. This pitch is going to get into space of Soler. So he's going to back out of it, and now he has a full count. Payoff pitch on the way, and this is very crucial as well. Coming from Azevedo on the mound. Can he strike him out? Yes! Oh, wow. Soler doesn't agree with it, but the Raiders retire the sides, and they strand a runner on second. We are still tied at 5. Bottom of the 8th we go after a break.
Raiders, number 9, Matt Hardy.
We are now at the bottom of the 8th as Matt Hardy will lead off the bats for the Raiders. We are tied 5-5 in extras between the Riverdale Raiders and the Palmetto Ridge Bears.
Let's go. Let's get this thing done.
Matt Hardy stands in, looking a bit anxious as he hacks it back foul. It is the first game this season for the Raiders that went into extra innings. Once again, the great thing is this is on a Friday night. None of the players have to worry about getting up early for school tomorrow. Only thing on their mind right now is the great game of baseball and hoping to come out with a win against their division rivals. Strike 2 making its way across home plate. And Hardy 0-2 swatted down third, and that's a dead ball. It is currently 9:41 p.m. at Pringle Field at Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida. Game started at 7:05. Looper up the center, and that is going to be caught. Hardy is retired for out number 1 here at the home half of the 8th. Up next is going to be Brendan McNabb.
Next batter for your Raiders, number 6, Brendan McNabb.
Brendan McNabb, the lefty, stands tall, and a strike 1 is delivered to start him off. So just a little bit of late night baseball. Late night with the Raiders, we can call it. This is a looper up the middle, and that goes out to center field. Brendan McNabb hooks up the Raiders with a base hit. That was just a small chopper up the middle. Pitcher Andrew Roach tried to pick at it with his glove, but couldn't make a connection.
Your next Raider batter, number 15, Daniel Kaler.
And up next, it's Daniel Kaler.
Come on, let's get something going here, guys. Come on, let's put this thing away. Let's go.
Kaler's opening pitch takes a very vicious swing, but can't meet with the ball. Daniel Kaler, his 0-1. got it off the thin end of the bat. Still gave that ball a ride to the bushes down the right field line. Out towards the seating area. 0-2. Another one to Kaler. It comes close. That bounces down low. And Alex Swiger, he's not taking any chances here. He tears the mask right off his head and checks down that ball, which is just a few inches away from him off to his left side. The deal. That bounces low. Swiger, he panics again. And that's going to keep McNabb over on first. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes is your count. 1 out at the bottom of the 8th. Tied at 5 apiece in extra innings. Home plate umpire is going to take a moment to dust off the home plate. The chalk of the batter's box, it certainly has faded away from the course of the ball game. A lot of work has been done on this field. With these players, strike 2, and that's a strikeout. Fastball blew right by Daniel Kaler for out number 2. And Joel Velez, hoping to make things better.
Batting next for the Raiders, number 5, Joel Velez.
Joel Velez, he's knocked in 2 RBIs today. Up the middle to the second baseman. Shortstop stands on second, and that retires the sides. We are now going to our 9th inning of play.
We are tied.
Unbelievable.
At 5.
And we are tied at 5. More late night baseball after this.
First baseman, number 33, Derek Rasher.
Derek Rasher steps high into the box. Now into your 9th inning of play. We are tied at 5 between the Riverdale Raiders and the Palmetto Ridge Bears. An extra inning action. Here's a pitch that misses at the knees. Here's another one on the way to Rasher. And he sparks it up the gut out to center field for a base hit. Leadoff single here for Palmetto Ridge. Maybe a sign of good things to come for the Bears.
Next batter for the Bears, number 15, Jacob Fitz.
And Jacob Fitz,
I don't give a Fitz.
Now hoping to extend that runner around the bases. Now the third base coach is going to have a quick word with him. This may have to do with a bunting situation.
I would concur, Giff.
At this point, Palmetto Ridge, their only focus is this gang a runner over in scoring position, which is over on second and third. He tries to lay the bunt down. It goes sideways and off to the left side of the Raider dugout, down right field.
Right off the very top end of the bat.
Yeah, it came off the top end, right off the tip.
Should have pulled that back. Probably the ball.
Here's a throw over the first from Azevedo on the mound. And that runner is going to be back in time. Derek Rasher once again over on first. Colin Azevedo looking calm and confident on the mound. He certainly has been doing his job all throughout the contest. At this point, when it comes down to the end of the game, all we can do is just sit and wait here. We don't know when this game is going to end, with it being in extras. That's the interesting thing about baseball. Beyond this point, it's unpredictable what will happen. Tyler Prell scoops up a ball on the dirt, throws over the first, and that runner Rasher is in time. 1 ball and 1 strike now, the count. To Jacob Fitz. Fans just, at this point, doing whatever they can to spark up the Raider team. Bouncer, and that's going to head backwards towards the backstop, 1 and 2. Wind up on the way, check swing, and he stayed back that time. Fitz got lucky, and that'll now advance the count, to 2 balls and 2 strikes, none outs. No outs. Boy, I'm messing up all kinds of stuff here. Going into extra innings. This is fisted down left field, and is it fair? No, it's foul. That decision came to a matter of inches there. But those 3 umpires, they all had a great look at it. Close call, but Raiders get the one they want. We'll repeat with another 2-2 in just moments. Vito on the mound, spins, throws to Joel Velez over on first to keep Rasher in time, getting back successfully with a dive. Oh, and he got him. Throw the first. He tried to get the double play, but that won't work. But the good thing is that Vito on the mound, that's his nickname, Colin Azevedo, gets the strikeout, blowing away Fitz looking.
Next batter from Palmetto Ridge, number 24, Alex Swigert.
Alex Swigert. Now moving on up to the playing field here. Well, yes, Colin Azevedo, he likes to be called Vito as a nickname by his teammates and friends. It's pretty interesting. Everyone on the Raider team, and basically everyone in general, likes to have their own nickname. For example, Tyler Prell, the catcher for the Raiders, for instance, he likes to be just called Prell. Same for Tyler Yeager. He prefers to just be known as Yeager. One-0. Smacked over, and that's going past the glove of the diving first baseman Joel Velez. And now Palmetto Ridge has a runner on second, and this could be dangerous for the Raider defense. And a courtesy runner will dash out from the dugout to take over on first base.
First base, number 20, Brian Fernandez.
Brian Hernandez will take over on first as the courtesy runner.
Batting next for the Bears, number 3, Kenny Geiger.
Kenny Geiger will bat next for the Bears. Top half of the 9th inning, it's 5-5 in extras. 1 out. Colin Azevedo, or Vito, should we call him, looks over on second to keep the runners both on second and first in time. The wind, whip, and fire home. That ball plummets to the ground. Count now 1-0 to Geiger. When it comes to making your own nickname with the team, you definitely have to be very creative. Not too sure what you would make with the name Nick Rush anyhow. I'm not very lucky with that. Stepping off the mound once again, it's Azevedo. Guess they could call me the Rush Man. That's a good one. Here's the whip home, and that's a strike. Well, this game certainly has slowed down. Once we got to the 8th inning, or your first inning of extras, the game seemed really energetic. Fans were practically on their feet. It was amazing. Lots of energy. And the pitches were coming fast from the mound. Now, the energy really has slowed down. Prell trying to throw the first, and he is in time. The runner on first. Sliding back was Brian Hernandez. Once again, the courtesy runner on the first base bag. They've done this plenty of times throughout the game, but right now, Palmetto Ridge threatening to get that go-ahead run from over on second. That's out to right field, and it bounces. This could be bad news. Runner chugging around third. The throw is not going to be in time. Prell bobbled it, and Palmetto Ridge takes a 6-5 lead here at the top of the 9th. To add insult to injury, there are 2 runners on. One on third, one on second.
Oh, we got an injury.
And it looks like there is an injury?
Yeah.
Oh. This is all the way out in the bullpen down right field for the Raiders. And
It's whoever was playing in right field.
oh, it was whoever was playing in right field. I didn't see exactly what happened out there. But he is down, he is shaken up. I can't see who that is just yet. But the important thing is that the trainers are out there tending to him. And hopefully everything will be okay from there. Silence has swept over Pringle Field at some of the recent events. Yeah, it looks like that player may have... Yeah, it looks like he rolled his ankle. He is being helped up. He has a round of applause going from the fans. But yeah, that player is limping out in right field.
He's up and moving, fans. Give him a round of applause.
Well, he's up and moving. It looks like that player rolled his left ankle, and I believe that may be Joel Velez from the looks of it. Oh, it is Velez. My goodness. So he's going to get helped out by the trainers on the dugout, and the good thing is that he's okay. He's up and moving. But hopefully Velez is okay out there as he went down and right. It really...
Now Bob's got to figure out what he's going to do.
Oh yeah, now Coach Pringle, he needs to decide what he's going to do for the defensive lineup, or the fielding unit rather, and the batting order as well. So we're going to have a stoppage here, meanwhile. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and once everything is figured out, we will get back with more baseball action right after this. At the top of the 9th, it is 6-5. Palmetto Ridge on top of the Riverdale Raiders. Jeff Pelletier now banging his bat onto the home plate as we get back to action after an injury to Joel Velez, who rolled his ankle after a recent play. But we are back, and right now Velez, he was helped up by some trainers, and he's being assisted to in the dugout right now. Once again, hopefully everything's okay with Joel Velez, and some substitutes will happen due to that. We are at the top of the 9th once again. Runners on third and second, and Jeff Pelletier batting, hoping to extend the one-run advantage. So there had to be some changes on the lineup for Riverdale as a result of that Velez injury. This is a deep bomb out to right field. It's caught, but a runner will score, and it's now a 2-point lead for Palmetto Ridge. Sacrifice fly out to right field by Pelletier. And Brian Hernandez was able to score home from third to make it 7-5 PR.
Next batter for Palmetto Ridge, number 19, Andrew Roach.
Andrew Roach will continue here. So as a result of the injury to Velez, it was decided that Carson Palmquist would re-enter on first base. On the starting lineup, Palmquist was on first. In the middle of the game, there was a little bit of a change. Velez took over on the first base bag, but Palmquist will take over on first, and Ryan Cooper will enter the game in right field. This is going to be bolted to the backstop, 0-1. So the Raiders, you can imagine, they probably feel a bit discouraged after giving up 2 runs here at the top of the 9th. Batter tries to go for the bunt there, but would not go around as he holds back. Well, it certainly has been a very long night here at Pringle Field. Probably one of our longest games of the season. Well, this is swung and missed by number 19. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Raiders trailing 7-5. They are down to 3 outs. Can they make it? We'll see in just a moment.
For your Raiders, number 4, Hunter Tinsley.
Hunter Tinsley stepping in as we enter your bottom of the 9th. Your score is 7-5. The Palmetto Ridge Bears lead over the Riverdale Raiders, and Tinsley hoping to get a rally started. It's time to break out the rally caps. Hack and a miss for strike 1. 0-1 on the way. And that'll stretch its way in. Quick 0-2 count on Tinsley here. Well, 2 runs came in for Palmetto Ridge at the top half of inning number 5. And right now, the odds are in their favor. 3 outs and this ball game is theirs. Joel Velez also suffered an ankle injury. It was his left ankle, and this ball is going to be gloved up by center fielder Brandon Snyder. Now 2 outs remain in this ball game. Colton Seitz hoping to make a difference next.
Number 10, Colton Seitz.
Right now it is 10:04. We are just 1 minute away from reaching our 3 hour mark. Oh my goodness. This is the length of a major league ball game, folks. 9 innings, approaching 3 hours. It certainly has been a fun game to watch while it lasted. Colton Seitz off of the 0-1. Bounces the ball over the second, throw to first, and there's your out for the 4-3 putout. Palmetto Ridge 1 out away from the win. And it's Tyler Prell, hoping to keep the game alive.
Your next Raider batter, number 7, Tyler Prell.
Tyler Prell takes a big swing and a miss. Well, with the Raiders losing in this ball game, that now will increase their losing streak to 4 games. Prell's next one touches the dirt, 1-1. Raiders are going to have a very busy week next week, and that's something the Raiders need to remember. Well, we have 3 games next week on tap for the Raiders. 1 on the road, 2 at home. Prell taps this down third foul. Now 1 strike away from bringing this ball game to a conclusion at the bottom of the 9th. And that's what the Raiders need to know. Even if you have a bad game or a bad couple of games, there's always going to be another one. There's always some kinks to work out. This pitch almost hits Prell, and he has to swerve out of the way of that one. After the conclusion of tonight's contest, the Raiders will hit the road to visit the Cypress Lake Hornets this Monday, March 7th. A day later, the Raiders will head back home to Pringle Field. This is going to scoot its way through the shortstop, and that's a base hit for Tyler Perrell. And up comes Matisse Bober.
Your next Raider batter, number 8, Matisse Bober.
So a day later, after that Cypress Lake game, the Raiders will come back home to Pringle Field for Game 1 of a 2-game homestand, as they will face the arch-rival Lehigh Lightning on Tuesday. This is another one that makes its way out. And I believe we also have a game on Thursday, too.
Yes.
And that is going to be against South Fort Myers at home. So once again, that's going to be on Thursday. So a 2-game homestand next week. Overall, 3 games total for the Raiders, if you include that road game against Cypress Lake. Bober's struggling. Now 3-0 is your count. Took one low, took one off to the sides, and this is going to be high up. And look at that, now the tying run is on first. The go-ahead is coming up to the plate for the Raiders. That would be the winning run if they could get a miracle going. It's Tyler Yeager.
For your Raiders, number 1, Tyler Yeager.
Tyler Yeager, definitely a strong player. He has some great skills in the batter's box. He told me back during fall baseball a little while ago, he hit one over the wall, an over-the-wall home run, in a game that took place at Ida Baker. So Yeager, he definitely has a whole lot of talents, and he has a great future up ahead of him as a ball player. He says he's planning on hopefully playing college ball. And he begins 2-0. The wind and release. And that's up in the corners from the pitcher Andrew Roach. 3-0 now, and look at this, folks. One more pitch away from loading up the bases. Yeah, right now Roach, he's struggling. He lost his stuff, and it seems like he can't even find the strike plate anymore right now. He's just buckling under pressure, but he's been in there for a while. Yeager hoping for a clutch hit, and that pitch is in. So after a quick break and a little bit of a chat with the shortstop, Roach is able to bury in a strike 1. Keep in mind, they're just 1 out away from winning. Swing and a miss. Now a full count. This next pitch determines if we carry on with this ball game or we end it right here, right now. 10-10 is the time. Man on second, man on first. Roach sets up, home. Swing out the left field. That bounces down. And Pro's going to head over, and he stays on third, and now the bags are loaded. My gosh, that was a one-hop played in left field. Pro originally started chugging around third, but he dove back in time. And now it looks like there will be another pitching change. My goodness. This game finds a way to keep going on and on and on. Oh my gosh. And I believe this is Carson Palmquist. Well, I was looking at the Raider batters here. New pitcher on the mound for Palmetto Ridge. It looks like McNabb may be the next batter coming up. Either that or Palmquist. Right now, Coach Bobby Pringle is talking to both of them down the first base line.
Now on the mound, number 8, Jose Rodriguez.
Jose Rodriguez is going to be your new pitcher on the mound for Palmetto Ridge, and that is exactly what they needed. Ridge, he's focused, he's dedicated right now, and Rodriguez is hoping to clinch the win here for the Bears. At the bottom half of the ninth, it's 7-5 Palmetto Ridge over the Raiders. Bases loaded anyhow right now for Riverdale. And looking at Rodriguez up on the mound right now, he is certainly ready to go. He's had enough of this ball game, and he's just throwing fastballs right down the middle right now. It looks like it's going to be Carson Palmquist actually batting and not Brendan McNabb. A little bit of confusion there. Originally, I saw McNabb going for some practice swings. It looks like Palmquist will be batting first and then McNabb in your batting order. So Palmquist now has the pressure to deal with as he goes against the new pitcher Rodriguez. You can tell everyone's a little anxious.
Number 14, Carson Palmquist.
Raiders down by 2. Tying run on second. Go ahead on first. Opening pitch to Palmquist is a strike. Bottom of the 9th inning and the bases are loaded. My gosh. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and Palmquist is down and out of it right here. Rodriguez, he's hyped up. He knows that one pitch can change this game. It can end it. Can he make it right here? Swing and a miss, and Palmetto Ridge defeats the Riverdale Raiders in 9 innings by a 7-5 final score. Wow, what a game this has been. Probably one of the longest I have ever broadcast. It certainly was an amazing game. The Raiders fall and now are down to a 4-game losing streak. They go down to a 2-7 win-loss record. And this is something that the Raiders just really need to focus on improving from here. They certainly have learned a lot in tonight's game.
Drive home safe. We'll see you Tuesday night.
Meanwhile, Palmetto Ridge has a 4-4 record. A lot of smiles from the Bears team. And that's going to do it from Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. It's a 9-inning ball game. It ends here. 7-5 is your final score. Raiders got the bags juiced, but couldn't pull off any heroics. That's going to do it from the broadcast booth. I'm Nick Rush, saying thank you so much for listening to this long 3-hour ball game. We appreciate you fans for supporting Raider Baseball, whether you show up to the games or listen to the games online. Thanks for supporting Raider Baseball. But for now, that's going to do it. This is Nick Rush, saying thank you for listening to Raider Baseball on the Riverdale Baseball Broadcast Network. 7-5 is your final score after 9 total innings. Have a good night, everyone, and a safe weekend.